Well, good afternoon, folks, and my name is Wayward Pete. And Wayward Pete's got a little video to share with you. Thought it might be interesting to one or two people. Now, the mother-in-law wanted me to get rid of an old ironing board. She wanted me to take it down a tip. So I stuck it in the car, and I didn't go at the tip because I thought, well, what can I do with it? And this is what I did with it. I thought it would be ideal to put plants on. So I've got some peppers growing there. I don't know if they're going to be any good this year because it's a little bit late and it's not that hot over here. It's getting hotter, but who knows? We'll wait and see what happens with them. And then I've got a fuchsia there and something else growing here. But what I've also got is some lettuce leaves growing in a little tub there, and these are perpetual, so they'll keep growing. Only a few seeds, same as that one there, and I planted a few more in there, and you can just keep cutting them, pull them off, and they'll keep growing. But just remember one thing: if you don't water them, they will wilt. And I forgot to put some water in yesterday and they wilted a bit, but I watered them and overnight they soon picked up again. So it's not a big problem. Hope that's a handy little tip. So if you get an old ironing board, especially with holes in it, so any water will run through it, it will go rusty over a period of time. But there's no need to worry about that, is there? Let's face it. Hi, Wayward Pete here, again. Aren't you lucky? Well, I went to the mother-in-law's the other day, and bless her, she's in her 80s, but she hasn't got any strength in her hands now, and she has problems getting these tops off because sometimes they're a bit bigger. This one's quite a small one, but they're a bit bigger, and they're hard to pull off, and that goes for most people, I should think, but obviously us stronger ones can pull this thing off. You can squeeze them sometimes and pull and they will come off, but what I suggested she did was take the lid off like that. That was easy, I know, and just get the scissors like that and just cut it just a quarter and it's ½ inch, or if you're metric about 10-12 millimeters, just cut it. And it'll just make it a lot easier to pop on and off. Alternatively, if you're not bothered about lids, just take the lids off and throw them away. But just a little cut, and that'll make it a lot easier to pull off. Okay, hope that helps some people. Have fun. See you later. Hello, peeps. Wayward Pete here. Just another little quick tip. I'm not going to make any because there's no need to make any, but I picked this up off of YouTube, but I couldn't find many people doing this. I found one guy, and thanks to him my batter making, especially for deep frying, has improved immensely. I've tried all the recipes, Chinese and otherwise, using corn flour, using this, using that, and to be perfectly honest with you, you don't need all that rubbish, as he proved, and I've done it, and it works lovely for me. What you do is you use self-raising flour, put it in a bowl, ½ a teaspoon, depending on how much batter you're making, ½ a teaspoon to a teaspoon of baking powder. It doesn't really matter too much. As much salt as you want, obviously you don't want a lot. Maybe a spoonful, maybe 5 millilitres, same with the baking. And obviously, you can mix the water to whatever thickness of batter you want. If you want a runny batter, you obviously don't want it too runny if you're deep fat frying it. But probably want a slightly thicker batter, and that's good for chicken. If you want to make sweet and sour Chinese chicken. If you want to make onion rings, you might want it slightly thinner. But you can make it whatever thickness. It doesn't really matter too much. If you want to add a bit of pepper, if you want to add turmeric, if you want to add some wonderful spice that you've got, Obviously, you don't want to put too much of it in, but just be a little bit careful. If you just want plain batter, no need for beer or anything like that. Give it a whisk, dip your chicken in, deep fry it. It'll come out lovely and crispy. And thanks very much to that chap who initially posted. Well done him. So here's another little one. Thank you very much. Bye. Hi peeps, Wayward Pete here. Another quick tip. Again, there's lots of people put this on there, but I thought I'd just share it with you. Just a quick one. If you want to make yourself a cheap and easy weed killer, and it does work, I've tried it. A lot of people sort of look at these things and what have you, and they never try them. But I've tried it, and yes, it does work. Bit of salt, bit of fairy liquid, bit of distilled white vinegar, or clear vinegar, whatever you want to call it. Distilled is clear anyway. And that's all you need. You can either brush it, put it in a bowl and brush it on, put it in a spray bottle, whatever takes your fancy. Sometimes a brush is better because you don't tend to spray the stuff all over the place then, especially if you've got weeds near some of your plants and you don't want to kill your plants, let's face it. Well, you might do, but I certainly don't. So, little paintbrush, bowl, a little bit of fairy liquid, table salt and as much vinegar as you want to use. Brush that on the weeds, give it a few days, they'll die. Simple as. Hope that helps a few of you. Bye for now, and have fun.